Hello, ladies. How are you today? My name is Albana.
Hi, I'm Arisa.
And I'm Erlinda.
Today, our topic is going to be about social media. What do you guys think of it?
So my personal opinion is that people judge by their own perspective. For example, in winter they say I wish it was summer because I'm freezing and it's so cold. And in summer they say I wish it was winter because it's so hot. Like when people find technology good or they use it, they think it's good. But when they get bullied from it or some kind of bad things from it, they say it's bad. So I think to actually judge about this, we should see all the perspectives. We should actually ask so many people that what have they gone through with technology and what's the good and the bad things, so we can actually judge right.
Yeah, and for me, I think that social media comes about preferences. So somebody prefers it much more and somebody doesn't. For example, me, it ruined my mental health a little bit, so I just took a break from it. So it's okay, but still, some people prefer it and some people don't.
As we know, social media has two sides. There's a good side and a bad side. Let's talk a little bit about the bad side.
I mean, don't we know the situation where the 8-year-old girl drove herself to Target and stole her parents' credit card and just bought so many stuffs from there? How did she know how to drive? How did she know that she needed to buy all those things? Why? Because of social media. Why? Because she has a account on social media and she sees adults doing those things and she thinks that, yeah, I can do it too. And they act like not their age. They act like teenagers, and that's not right because it can cause so many dangerous situations from that.
It also promotes self-isolation. For example, if a 3 to 4-year-old is watching Cocomelon in their parents' phone and you snatch the phone out of their hand, they will start to scream at you or even hit you. So this is what causes. This is the bad sides of social media.
The thing about social media, it has its disadvantages. And one of them may be mental health illnesses or social anxiety, but there's also misinformation, which is a very, very big problem we have. And misinformation could even be about a student or a teacher, and we don't know if it's true because many people say no and many people say yes.
Yeah, for example, the ChatGPT app that we all have in our phones, we think, and most of the population thinks that she knows everything. But in fact, we don't realize this is such an easier way for bigger people to actually manipulate us. For example, in 2016, when they were choosing for president, they actually made so many rumors from social media, and it changed, of course that it did change all the people's opinions about who they're choosing for president.
Also, about now the choosing presidents of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, there's some spread of misinformation that Donald Trump's niece is straight and then Kamala Harris' niece doesn't like the opposite gender, which is not really true because they're there for them to be chosen and not for their family to be mentioned.
Exactly, because people just judge what they see on social media and bully people by thinking that they're just more superior to others.
Another topic that I'm concerned about, though, and that I think is interesting, is AI generations. What do you guys think of it? Is it good to society? Is it good for our mental health? Does it help us?
I mean, I actually, from my perspective, I see it like a weapon. I see it like a weapon that can be used even for good people, even from good people, even from bad people. Like some bad people's, as I said, can manipulate us, can use it for different things. Because do you remember when we were little, we actually thought that on 2024 we're going to have flying cars. And my theory in here is that we can have flying cars, but some people with unknown unknown ideas can cause good or bad for the society. So I think that yes, there can be flying cars, there can be so many things, and we can reach so many different levels for technology, but just people don't do it because who's behind those curtains? Why and what are they doing with it?
Or for example, one of the deadliest social media games was the Blue Whale Challenge that was in Albania, and it killed so many children. And just imagine if social media didn't exist, these parents wouldn't be devastated that their children lost their lives just because of a game. And also the dark web where so many people, they're psychos, sociopaths and psychos, cannibalism people and all kinds of illegal contents that are being used in the dark web.
And there's also a lot of content that shouldn't be shown to children and that they can access. It really changed their lives and how they actually feel about people now. And it changed their ideas on how to make the world a better place. It's just how they think they should do it now.
I mean, yeah, because these bigger people can manipulate us in so many ways, and it's just a weapon that let's just not let it to be used against us. Let's just try to use it for good things, and let's just try to just learn how to use it technically, because life is starting to go upside down.
It also encourages people to compare themselves on social media. For example, you see those get ready with me's with people and girls moving to places and going to places and doing vlogs while you're here and you think to yourself, why am I not her? Why am I not him? For example, this is comparison. So you get comparison a lot of times.
That lowers your self-esteem, which is not a good thing for society. But another thing is that if you access those links that you think are safe because you're young, and this generation of younger people, everything they do, they make it seem like it's a good thing because they aren't mature enough to know that it's not right for them. It can really ruin their lives, such as hacking, and it could even be human trafficking. There could be older people trying to manipulate you. There's a lot of stuff that are not good on social media. But I think we should move on to a little bit of how social media is good to us.
For example, when teachers gives us project or something, they ask us to search information on internet. And what about if internet didn't exist and wasn't created? We couldn't find those much of informations. We don't right now have to carry, for example, books, like 100 books to get some informations, but we can just search it up on YouTube or Safari or whatever kind of apps, and we can get it.
Yes, because for example, all of us went last night on ChatGPT, Google, and so many other websites and apps and searched about technology, social media, AI, ChatGPT, and all of that stuff. But when searching, I just realized that actually this robot that is not a human. She doesn't have feelings. She's not living the life that I'm living, and she's not actually seeing these things, because I'm just a teenage girl in this society seeing those things, and I actually know how it feels to be bullied on social media and how people can just use social media for bad things
And can judge you.
Yeah. So we can just
Try to become better and try to learn for ourselves more, such as learning new languages, new words and stuff. And what helps us is these AI generated robots. And it's crazy how they're just robots, but they help you so much, such as with homework, with tests, and trying to understand things better.
Yeah, because they know what we feel, but they don't know how we feel, because as I said, they don't have feelings. They've just been taught, or they just know everything about how we feel. And we're humans still, again, and we're not perfect. So we think that if we're going through something, we think that we're the only one that is experiencing, that is having those and is going through that. But in fact, there's so many other people in this world that are actually going through the same things. We're just too insecure to actually talk about it, and we also feel always judged. And we think AI is just a robot. She doesn't judge us.
Yeah, but also if we're talking about the good things about social media, also there is one-dimensional social media where it was made up in, lots of more before years. So it was like where we could only hear, see, and watch and read news, but nowadays we can read, watch, and see news, but we can also share our opinions and make arguments and make some kind of terms and so many kinds of things that we can talk about on social media. So it's not just about listening to those journalists sharing news, but it's also about us sharing our personal opinions.
And it's such a nice thing that we can even become more social. We have new friends. Maybe we don't know who's a good friend or who is not, but that's the thing, you never know. And you shouldn't judge if someone's a good person or how they look, which is what people on social media do often. It's about how their personality is, how they act with you, and how they rely on you, and how you depend on them for situations, etc.
Yeah, it's because we just are distracted by a website or by an app, and we go on there and we just feel like our lives, our feelings, what we're going through doesn't matter now because we have to see what this content creator bought or what she's doing or what is happening on Hollywood and in the world. So we just ignore ourselves, which is totally crazy.
What do you guys think about learning new languages? Do you think it should be better by books or social media?
For example, in the years before, people, were carrying around, as I said it before, 100 books, but now we can just search it up on the internet and we can, learn new languages from Duolingo, for example, which is such a great example of learning a new language.
I mean, even I myself learned about 80% of the knowledge of English from TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and all of those social media. So I think it's actually a good thing that we have technology about that.
An interesting thing, though, and a really crazy thing, is how Albert Einstein, a very famous scientist from Germany, finished his lessons and college at the same time with no technology, as it was 1913. And it was very crazy how he made such a good impression to everyone with no technology. And he became a scientist, which is known now even in this generation.
I mean, as I said, people see it from different perspectives. So somebody, life without technology, see it like a field full of flowers. And somebody see it such a primitive life. So I guess I would say is of a field full of flowers. It is primitive, but I still got to see all of those flowers and to smell them.
Also, for example, poets which were really famous, for example, Franz Kafka and also Albert Camus, that are being read now. They're being now acknowledged, but still, they were the best poets since then and from now. For example, Franz Kafka, Letter to My Dad, Albert Camus, Stranger, which does really explain, for example, his feelings and his personal things. So if you really see it from a perspective, as you said it before, it's social media has good things and bad things.
Yeah, because even some of my friends that were so good at singing or writing or they did it so great, like they had something that they did it so great, they stopped. Do you know what they stopped? Can you just guess?
Because of social media.
Exactly. Because they just spend so many hours scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, they even forget what they like and who they are.
I agree very much with you, because if I speak for myself, social media really made me change as a person, and it changed my mindset and my personality. But I also took a break, and now I feel happier and I have new friends. And well, ladies, today was very nice with you both. We have learned that there are good things about social media and that there are bad things. We also thank our muse, Teacher Lindrit, which helped us with this podcast. And we will see you on our next podcast.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.